All right, today we're headed for Sa Calobra. We'll see if Ian's feeling decent and I'm feeling decent. I had to rent a bike, my other bike. The front derailleur died and I can't get it to come back even with new batteries. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But I had to do this really cool GoPro mount for the rental bike. Hacker bodge. Here's my GoPro mount on my rental bike. Yep, I duct taped the tripod to the head too. Hello folks, yes, I'm an idiot. Yeah, there you have it. I did duct tape my GoPro to the head tube. Okay, so I went through all the math before I left. Do I bring my own bike or do I rent a bike when I'm there? It's kind of simpler to rent a bike, but it was gonna cost me about $300 to rent a bike for the week, which really isn't that much. But to take my own bike was only gonna cost $150. So you do the math and hey, this makes sense. It's cheaper for me to take my own bike. Plus I have my own bike and it's all good. Well, that didn't work out. My front derailleur died. I can't fix it while I'm out here. I've tried new batteries. I've tried all these other things. I'm pretty sure it needs to be replaced. And so I ended up having to rent a bike. So the math did not math for me on that one. I lost. I ended up having to pay for the rental bike too. So, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, so we are gonna do Sa Calobra today, which is this tiny little village down on the seashore, and look at how gorgeous the descent is down there. It's not easy to get to. It took us like 30 miles and we had to climb over the Col de Femenina just to get there, and then we had to descend down into it. It took like 30 miles and like 3,500 feet of climbing just to get to the bottom of the climb. But it is hailed as one of the world's greatest climbs on the road bike, and so we wanted to check it out. I don't know if it's the world's greatest climb. Okay, I've done El Teide on Tenerife, Palomar in Southern California, Mount Lemmon in Arizona, a lot of the climbs in Utah. I've done a lot of big, fantastic climbs, and I wanted to check this one out to see how it is. Look at this cool road to get down there. Okay. Sa Calobra actually translates to the snake in Catalan, which is a kind of a dying language in the Basque Country of Spain. And so the road was actually built in 1933, and it was built for tourists in mind to get down to this gorgeous little inlet, and where there's this little village called Sa Calobra. Look at this gorgeous little inlet. It is fantastic. It is gorgeous. So there's little shops and restaurants everywhere. And there's the whole bit. This is the start of the climb. You can see that sign right there says start. So that's where the segment starts. It's actually a road sign and it says start. These speed bumps are where the actual segment starts. This climb is almost 6 miles long, 2,100 feet of climbing, 7.2% average, so it is not easy. A good time on this climb is like 30 minutes. The KOM is held by Tom Pidcock, who did it in like 22 minutes. Okay, that's freaking flying. A good time's 30 minutes, a decent time is under 40 minutes. So I was hoping to go under 40 minutes today, but Ian and I, we've both been sick going into this for the last couple weeks, but we got there and we're actually feeling pretty good. So we rode to the bottom and we said, okay, let's give this a go and see if we can do this. This is the point where Ian decided he was actually feeling really good and he decided to kind of go for it. And so he picked up the pace and promptly dropped me, and I just suffered in not silence because I'm a loud breather, all the way up. But this road is gorgeous. It just loops back on itself. These huge limestone cliffs with gorgeous views everywhere. It's quite a stunning piece of craftsmanship, this road. So that part of this was actually pretty stunning and pretty spectacular. As far as beauty, it's hard to beat. And then it goes through this narrow section where it's only like one car wide. And I mean, look at that. That's kind of amazing. 100-foot limestone cliffs on either side, and you go right down the middle of it. I mean, that's pretty stunning to be able to see stuff like this. Enough that I took a couple videos of me, but you can see all I'm doing is grimacing in the video. Yeah, that grimace never left for the rest of this entire climb. I pretty much grimaced the whole way up it. But here you can see some of the switchbacks, why it's called Sa Calobra, the snake or the serpent. I don't know what it is, the snake or the serpent or something like that. And so I took this video clip because I actually passed somebody, and I don't usually pass them. Let me tell you, why do we have to celebrate all the greatest climbs in the world? Climbing sucks, especially for a big guy. It hurts. It's not fun. It's all gas and no sass. I don't know. This is like not the crux, but the cool spot, another cool spot where the road loops back on itself. It has a name. It's called the tie knot because there's a 270-degree turn right to the right there. I just went under that tunnel. This is the top, and I was trying to break 40 minutes. Drumroll, please. Did I actually break 40 minutes to get to the very top? We're waiting. Not even freaking close. I didn't even break 50 minutes. Oh my gosh, I sucked so bad. Hey, congratulations, Lance. You suck on 3 continents and 15 different countries now. So, yeah, climbing's not my gig, especially if you're just getting over sickness and you're a big boy. But, that's the way it goes. Yeah, I kind of skipped out on a corner there. My tire slid out. I'm not used to rental tires with pumped up to 90 PSI. Oh, look it, Ian is cracked.
Ian, how you feeling? You're wrecked.
2 weeks sick.
Eat some dinosaur Haribo. What wrecked Ian? Coming up from Sa Calobra.
Ian actually felt pretty good for the first 3/4 of the climb, and then he just imploded. Just like, couldn't go over 200 watts. He was fighting a lung infection for a while, so we sat there at the bottom of that little cafe for like half an hour because we were both kind of smoked. From there, we still had to ride like 2 hours to get back home. And it was like another 30 miles to get back, but a lot of it was downhill, so it was kind of nice. And this was a climb we did yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. But we got to go down it here with all these switchbacks, and for whatever reason, the roads were empty when we did this. It was just kind of gorgeous. So I took all this video. That duct taped GoPro mount actually worked pretty good on that head tube. The image looks pretty good. It didn't jostle and bounce around so much, so that makes me pretty happy. So yeah, we cruised on back to town. And so what's my verdict? Is this the greatest climb in the world? Boy, I don't know. As far as beauty goes, I think Mosca in Tenerife is probably more beautiful, but this climb is a little more accessible and not as steep. The Mosca climb is stupid. It's only like 2.5 miles, but it's like 12.5% for 2.5 miles. It's like stupid steep. Whereas the Sa Calobra to Col de Reis is more purpose-built. It was quite beautiful. Is it great for training? I don't know. It's kind of hard to get to and get back. I think Mount Lemmon is in Tucson, Arizona, is probably a better climb just for pure training because the gradient is more even and it's not so steep, so you can do a multitude of different efforts on it. So yeah, I I don't know. Mount Palomar, also gorgeous in Southern California near San Diego. So Sa Calobra makes my top 4. But, you know, in Tucson, you don't get to ride through cool little villages like this on the way back to your hotel. So that's pretty spectacular. Of course, it took, 30 hours of travel to get here. So that takes something else. So pretty gorgeous. We had a pretty fantastic day going back through these little villages and along these perfect country roads all the way back to the city of, I did draft some farm equipment, because that's what I do. When farm equipment is right in front of you, you sit on the wheel and you smile at the driver while he looks back at you. So here we are back to the hotel in Palencia, Port de Palencia, and the northeast corner. We had a great time. It still was 65 miles, 6,300 feet of climbing in almost 5 hours. So we're pretty wrecked. Thanks for watching. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow.